It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the mysterious character that appeared in one of the sneak peeks for the Season 10 finale, Season 10 Episode 16, which is called A Certain Doom. So we're going to take a look at who this person could be. We're going to go through all of the different possibilities and the different theories regarding the identity of this character. And I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions about which of these theories I think are more or less likely to come true. So with that said, this is the mysterious character that we're talking about that appeared in the sneak peek that they released for the Season 10 finale. It seems like this character appears and he or she helps Alden and Aaron. So of course, at the end or near the end of last episode, Season 10 Episode 15, Aaron and Alden were both surrounded by whispers. But in the sneak peek, when we see them again, it seems like they are fighting against some whispers and killing them. So it seems like they were able to get out of whatever situation that they were in, and they were able to get the upper hand and kill the whispers that were there. Now, it is possible that this mysterious character here is the person that shows up and saves them the moment they're surrounded. It's also possible that he or she shows up later and helps them afterwards. But it appears that this character is actually helping Alden and Aaron. It's obviously not a whisper. They don't have the same whisper outfit, so we know it's not a whisper. So this mysterious guy or girl is carrying these huge sharp weapons, and they look like a freaking ninja. They look like they can do some damage. They look super badass. And they have this kind of mask on, most likely so that they're not recognizable or identified by just a random person that's passing by. So the mask is actually very interesting. It's not like a whisper mask, so you would wear it to protect yourself from the walkers. You only wear a mask like this to protect yourself from being identified by other people. So that means that this person, whoever this is someone that is likely to be recognized. So that's something to keep in mind. But the first possibility or the first theory is that this is a new character, a brand new character that wasn't in the comics, and it wasn't anyone that we've seen before. And I think that's the most likely way for this to go. The other possibility is that it's Morgan. Of course, we do know that Morgan was carrying around a bow staff, and he was wearing a similar type of mask, not the exact same one, but similar, back in Season 5. So we do know that Morgan at some point looked similar to what this character looks like. So one of the possibilities is that it could be Morgan who came back from Fear the Walking Dead and is there to help the group. Now there's two things that don't line up. The first is the mask. Why would Morgan wear the mask? It doesn't make sense. Why would he try to keep his identity a mystery? You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. The second thing is I don't think that the writing team would spoil Fear the Walking Dead this way. So if this is in fact Morgan, and if they do reveal the identity of this mysterious character and reveal that it's Morgan and that he came back from Fear the Walking Dead, that spoils Fear the Walking Dead. So when we watch Fear the Walking Dead, which is months after the finale is going to air, we would know that Morgan is going to leave Fear the Walking Dead. For one, I don't think that they're taking Morgan out of Fear at this point. But even if they do, I don't think that they would spoil his exit from Fear and his reintroduction back into The Walking Dead like this. So I think it is very unlikely for this to be Morgan. The next possibility, Dwayne, Morgan's son. So that's another popular theory that's been going around. That theory about Dwayne coming back has been circling around for quite a long time, and his name obviously came up when we had another mysterious character show up. But I think it's extremely unlikely for Dwayne to even come back at any point. I think Dwayne is dead. I think Morgan wasn't hallucinating when he saw him die. I think Dwayne is dead. I don't think he's ever coming back. If he does, I would be super shocked. So as far as this theory goes, I think it's extremely unlikely for this to be Dwayne. It's more likely that it's someone like Morgan than Dwayne. Now, if they do want to bring Dwayne back into the story, I think that it's a very lazy way to bring him back as a mysterious character like this. I think it makes more sense to bring Dwayne back if they want to bring him back in the future in a way where they tease his return a little bit before they do that. I don't think it makes sense to just make Dwayne come back out of the blue like this, in a mysterious way like this. So because of that, I'm leaning towards this not being Dwayne or Morgan. The next possibility is Virgil. So Virgil did come back to Oceanside. We do see that in the sneak peek. So we do know that he came back. And it's possible that the reason he came back to Oceanside was to repay Michonne for her favor. So it is a possibility that Virgil will come back. We did see him in the sneak peeks. It is likely for him to come back and possibly help the survivors. But as far as this theory goes, that Virgil is the mysterious guy behind the mask, I think that's unlikely. There's two reasons. The mask is the first thing again. Why would Virgil try to keep his identity a mystery? It doesn't make sense. So that's the main thing. But the second thing is, the last time we saw Virgil, he wasn't a good fighter. He couldn't even fight walkers or kill like 1 or 2 walkers. So it's unlikely that in this short time period, I know there is a gap between last time we saw him and where we are in the story right now. But even in that time period, I think it's unlikely for him to have become such a badass and become such a capable fighter. So because of that, I'm leaning towards this also not being Virgil. The next possibility is that this is Winnie. Winnie, of course, is the kid that showed up in the flashback that we saw in the episode where it was explained where Michonne and Daryl got their X scars. In that episode, Winnie was the only kid that managed to escape. All the other kids were killed by Michonne. This theory suggests that Winnie somehow survived on her own and became this capable and badass ninja and is there to help the survivors, or is there in general. Now, there's, again, 2 problems I see with that. The first is the mask. Why would she have the mask? Yes, you can make the point that because she ran away and because she doesn't want Michonne to see her, because maybe she'll kill her on the spot, she's wearing the mask. But that is a little iffy. I mean, it's a possibility, but it's a stretch. The next problem I have with this is, why would she come back to help the survivors? You know, where was she all this time? How did she know that they were in trouble? Why did she come back? And even if she just stumbled upon them, where was she before? Why wasn't she seen earlier? Why didn't the other survivors, or even just whisperers, stumble upon her before? It was more likely that she was a whisperer. I mean, that theory came around a while back and I thought that was a great theory, but they didn't end up doing anything like that. And I think that was a missed opportunity, but that would have been more realistic for them to reintroduce Winnie into the story. So I think it's unlikely that this is Winnie. It's a little bit of a stretch. Next possibility is that this is Maggie. Of course, we do know that Maggie is coming back in the finale. She was there in the sneak peek. She saw the letter that was sent to her by Carol. She knows about the Whisperers at this point, and it's extremely likely she's going to come back and help in the final battle against the Whisperers. However, I don't think this mysterious character is Maggie. There's 2 big reasons why I think that. One is the mask again. Why would Maggie be wearing the mask? It just doesn't line up. The next big reason why I don't think this is Maggie is, last we saw Maggie, she wasn't a ninja, and she didn't really have any kind of skills in the martial arts department. So because of that, I think it's unlikely for her to have acquired all of that skill in the time she was gone. Now, the reason I say that is because it seems like the only reason she left was to help lead the community Georgie was from, or help in the leadership in the community that Georgie was from. So if that's the case, it doesn't make sense for her to have acquired the martial arts skills that this character appears to have. She didn't leave to be a soldier. She didn't leave to be a fighter. So because of that, I think it's unlikely that this is Maggie. It's more likely, though, that this is someone that came with Maggie. I think that's a more likely way for that to go. So if this is in fact someone that connects to Maggie or came with Maggie, then Maggie is around the corner in this particular scene. I think that's also a little bit of a stretch. It's possible, but it's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, why would they have a mask on? Now, if this is someone that came with Maggie, it could be one of the Hilltop Guards or ex-Hilltop Guards, either Cal or Eduardo. So those characters actually disappeared when Maggie disappeared. So it's possible that they went with Maggie to Georgie's community. So it's possible for one of them to be the one that came back with Maggie. Again, the question comes up, why the mask? Next possibility is Connie. I mean, there's tons of different issues I have with this, but it's a possibility. We do know that it's likely for Connie to come back in the finale, but I just don't see this being Connie. One reason is, again, the skills. Connie didn't have those skills. She wasn't a capable fighter, or as much of a capable fighter as this character is right here. Next thing is the mask again. Why wear the mask? So I think even the Connie theory is a little out there and unlikely. The next possibility is a comic character named Mercer. This character is actually a soldier from this community called Commonwealth, which is the same community that Stephanie's from. Stephanie being the girl that Eugene was communicating with on the radio. Now, Mercer was a capable fighter. He did know a lot of martial arts, or at least he knew his way, or at least he knew how to use weapons like the one that this mysterious character is carrying. Now there's 3 reasons why I'm saying this is probably not Mercer. The first one is size. Mercer was this huge muscle when we saw him in the comics, but it doesn't appear that this mysterious character has quite as much muscle as Mercer did. Now, it's likely they could have changed that, but being like the muscle of the group was one of the key qualities about him. So I doubt that they would change that. The second reason I don't think this is Mercer is the mask. Why would he wear the mask? It just doesn't make sense. The third reason is, why would he be there? Commonwealth is quite a far distance away from where the survivors are. Why would he make the trip to come help the survivors? Even if he's just stumbling upon the survivors, it just doesn't make sense. That's too much of a distance. Now, even if someone makes the case that Mercer knows about the community and knows that they're in trouble and came to help them, I would say it's a big stretch. Eugene did kind of say where they were to Stephanie, but it wasn't quite as detailed. I don't think that they would be able to kind of take that and find out exactly where they are. And even with that, I don't think they would want to make the trip. I mean, why would Mercer trust Stephanie or want to risk coming all the way here to save people that they don't even know? So I think even the Mercer theory is very unlikely. So in my opinion, the most likely possibility or theory is that this is a new character that we haven't seen before. But that's pretty much all of the theories and possibilities that are out there. There could be more possibilities out there, but these are the main ones. And these are the ones that I wanted to kind of take the time to go through. But with that, I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about these theories. Which do you think is the most likely, and who do you think this mysterious character is? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.